Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to do the detailed camera review of the Tecno Camon I. So Tecno Camon I is the latest budget offering from Tecno in India, and this device comes with quite good specifications in terms of the camera department. So the Tecno is promoting this as a pretty good camera smartphone below the 10K price point in India. So in this video we'll talk about how good the camera experience is. We'll show you some samples taken with the rear camera as well as the front camera, and also the video recording using this device, and see how good the experience is for a phone which is priced below the 10K segment. So this device is actually priced 8,999, so this will be available offline. And now talking about the camera aspect, so this device comes with a 13 megapixel rear camera. It has f-stop 2.0 aperture, and it has a quad flash. So this is probably one of those few smartphones with a quad flash here. So you can see here there is a quad flash included, and this is quite good and powerful enough for extreme low light captures. Now on the front panel we have another 13 megapixel camera. Here again we have f-stop 2.0 and also an LED flash for low light selfies. So that is the camera hardware of the Camon I. So now let's go straight into the camera interface. So let's open the camera interface. So you can see here this is the camera interface. You can see video recording, photos, beauty mode included, and here we have a lot of filters included, and at the top you get to see the settings. Some basic settings are included, and we have HDR, auto HDR mode as well, and you can enable or disable HDR, and there is option to switch to front facing camera, and you also have the option to take 1:1 images. Now this device comes with autofocus and other options, and you also get a video recording which is limited to 720p. That's quite understandable because the MediaTek MT6737 does not support full HD video recording, and here we have only 720p, that's HD video recording. But that, having said that, it is quite disappointing to see there is only 720p recording. So now coming to the camera samples we have taken with this device. So first step, let's have a look at the daylight captures. So daylight captures looks quite good in terms of the overall color reproduction. Decent clarity is included, and the sharpness levels are also quite acceptable, and overall details in the image looks quite okay for a 9K smartphone. For the most part the camera performs quite well, but having said that, it does have tendency to blur out the image towards the edges of the image. That's kind of seen in quite a lot of images we have taken, and also at times when taking images under bright sunlight, it has a tendency to overexpose, and the details are lost. That tendency is also there, but overall we feel for a 9K smartphone this does quite a decent job overall in most of the images we have taken. Now next step, let's talk about the close-up images taken with this device. So you can see that the close-up images also turned out to be quite well with a good color reproduction. Again, color reproduction was more or less kind of okay for a budget offering, and the details are also quite acceptable, and the sharpness levels are also again decent for this budget segment smartphone. So overall we feel in daylight captures it did a above average performance in terms of the camera department. We can say that it's a stellar performer, but for the most part it did a quite good job, and you won't be disappointed with the camera, especially in the budget segment or the 9K segment. You won't be disappointed with the performance. Now looking at the low light performance of this device, so most of the budget smartphone do lack a good low light performance, and this is one area where the Tecno Camon I did a quite good job overall. You can see the details are quite acceptable, although there is noise creeping in. For the 9K smartphone it did a quite good job overall, and the details and the overall clarity of the image looks pretty good with f-stop 2.0 aperture on the rear camera. So that helps in quite good low light capabilities, although there is noise in the low light samples. Now next step, the selfie performance. So this device is one of the few devices with this 13 megapixel selfie camera available, and it also has this LED flash, and you can see some of the samples which we have taken with the front facing 13 megapixel camera. It's quite a good selfie performer in the budget segment, and the skin tones in the selfies looks quite good, although the dynamic range could have been a tad better, and also at times gets overexposed when you're taking selfies when in bright sunlight. But overall we feel for a budget offering this did a quite good job with the selfie camera. So if you're a person who loves taking a lot of selfies on a budget, then the Tecno Camon I is quite a good performer in this price segment. Now finally, let's talk about the video recording. So first up, let's have a look at the rear camera video recording. So this supports only 720p recording, and here you can see the camera, the video sample looks quite an average one, nothing much to write about because it's a 720p sample, the first thing. Then it also, the clarity of the video looks quite an average one. So this is the 720p sample taken with the rear camera. So this is the front facing video recording taken using the Tecno Camon I, and you can see this device does support only 720p recording, and there's not even 1080p resolution because the MediaTek MT6737 does not have support for full HD recording. And this is the front facing camera sample taken using the 13 megapixel camera. It also has a flash and f-stop 2.0 aperture, but the 720p recording is what it is capable of. So this is the sample taken using the front facing camera. So now finally summing up, how good is the Camon I for a price of 9K in terms of the camera performance? We feel it's quite a decent performer. It's definitely an above average camera in this price segment. It may not produce stellar images because it's a budget offering, but for the pricing it is offered, it did a quite good job with the f-stop 2.0 aperture and overall quad LED flash, and also front facing camera gets it's a flash. And if you're looking for a good selfie performing camera, this definitely is a good one to consider. So that was the detailed camera review of the Tecno Camon I. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.